In a democratic form of government, people elect their representatives to run the government and distinguish democratic elections from non-democratic elections. Since 1982, the state of Haryana was ruled by the Congress government. However, the people of the state were not happy with the government's policies and practices. As the time for the next state elections approached, an opposition leader, Chaudhary Devilal, promoted the Nyaya Yuddha, or Struggle for Justice movement, and formed the Lok Dal party, and joined hands with other opposition parties against the ruling Congress government. In the election campaign, Devilal promoted the Nyaya Yuddha. He promised to waive the outstanding loans of farmers and small businessmen if his party came to power and formed the government. This proved to be a major attraction for the unhappy people in the state and Devilal's key to success. So, in the 1987 state elections, the people of Haryana voted the ruling Congress party out, and the Lok Dal party with 60 out of 90 seats in the state assembly emerged with a clear majority. The members of the newly elected State Legislative Assembly announced Devilal as the leader, and he was sworn in as the Chief Minister of the state by the Governor of Haryana. As soon as Devilal took charge as the Chief Minister, he wasted no time in fulfilling his promise and waived the outstanding loans of all farmers and small businessmen. Devilal's party remained in power for 4 years until the next state elections held in 1991. This time, his party lost the election, and the Congress again came to power. We've learned that people in more than 100 countries all over the world select their representative through elections. Some of these countries are democratic, while some are not. What's the need for an election in a democracy? Firstly, we need to appreciate that in a larger community, it is not possible for all people to sit together regularly and decide on various matters of concern. Therefore, people elect their representatives to manage these decisions. The process by which people choose their representatives at regular intervals is known as an election. The process of election in democratic countries differs from that of non-democratic countries. Let's take a closer look at the characteristics of a democratic election. Firstly, everyone has an equal right to vote. Secondly, different parties and candidates contest freely in the election, and the voters have a right to choose their representative from the different contestants. Thirdly, the right to choose a representative is available at regular intervals. Therefore, elections are held at regular intervals of few years. Another characteristic about a democratic election is that the preferred contestant is elected. And finally, it's important that the elections are carried out in a free and fair manner. That is, every person has a right to choose his or her representative on his or her own will. How healthy is this competition? Well, let's analyze some of the advantages and disadvantages of an election as a form of political competition. Let's first focus on the disadvantages. The greatest impact of a political competition is the sense of disunity that arises among different political groups across different localities. People begin pointing fingers at each other for the simplest of issues and aim at winning the election by hook or by crook. These unhealthy practices deter the system to plan for long-term growth of the state or nation. Another major disadvantage of political competition is that good and deserving people hesitate to participate in this unhealthy competition, and as a result, the people lose out on an able representative. However, a healthy political competition can also drive the nation towards growth and prosperity. Let's see how. Now, we all accept the fact that the politicians of today may have a sense of duty to serve the people they are representing. However, they also have an aspiration to grow their own political careers. Many of these politicians may not even have an understanding of the real issues of the people or how they could solve them. So, what's the way out? Well, one way is that we can consider educating them about their roles and responsibilities. Another, more practical approach to the situation could be to define an appraisal and award system for politicians based on their performance in their political careers, where people appraise their political representatives. This is what is called electoral competition. In an electoral competition, politicians who keep the people happy earn an incentive in the form of a higher chance of being voted for in the next elections, while politicians who fail to satisfy the people they are representing have lower chances of winning the next elections. Therefore, we can see that just the selfish desire of growing one's political career can be a good motivator for politicians and political parties.